It's been brought to my attention that my last video came off a little bit awkward and weird at the beginning of it. So, in an effort to make it less awkward, I've moved the filming into another room of my house, specifically the dining room. So hopefully that clears anything up and helps out a little bit. I've also made a slightly more professional looking animation at the beginning of it to make it look like I really care about it. So enjoy! Today, I'm going to talk about the number one best thing you can do to improve your gameplay in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And that number one thing is... It's putting a torch on your gun. This has made this not work really well. Okay, so let's be honest. This isn't a very good game. It lacks polish. It lacks everything that was good about Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It lacks a lot of things. But is it a new COD game? Am I still going to play it? Yeah, I am. I just have to admit, I'm a bit of a sucker for it, and that's too bad that this one sucks a little bit. Hopefully the patches do improve it a little bit, but at the moment, it's a bit of a broken game. It's a bit ordinary. So anyway, like I said in the intro, today I'm going to talk a little bit about the number one thing that you can do to improve your gameplay, which at the moment is attachments. And the number one attachment seems to be at the moment a flashlight. Slight caveat, I didn't mention it in the intro, but the other attachment is barrels. Flashlights and barrels. That's all you got to worry about. So if you have a gun that isn't leveled up, like lots of people will the first time they buy this game, you're just going to die all the time. The end. And your KD is going to suck all day. So that's awesome, but what do you want about Spencer? Show us what you're talking about. Okay, I will. So if we go to loadout in the game, eventually, and go to create a class. Let's look at the MP5 for an example here, which I've leveled up to 44. This is one of the first guns I got going on, which I'm glad I did because it's an excellent gun in the context of this game. So we're going to go to Gunsmith and have a look. So like I was saying, body is where all the flashlights and everything are. I'm currently running the Tiger Team Spotlight, which is probably the best attachment I would say that you can go for at all. The 40% reveal distance doesn't sound like much, like I say, and you're losing sprint to fire time, which I've found makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. I'm still terrible at it whether I use this or not. So basically what we want here is we want to see people's nameplates at a longer distance, which you'll see in the gameplay in a second when I'm running on satellite. You can see people from the other side of the map. It doesn't really seem to matter whether you're running this one or the mounted flashlight, which only has 20%. You can pretty much see people all over the map in their nameplates, which for a game that has absolutely awful quality of seeing people across maps, you're going to want that. You really are. It makes all the difference in the world. I also love how cheap and terrible the torch animation looks on the side of that. I mean, wow. That isn't even trying. Anyway, we'll move on. So, we'll look at next is the barrels, like I was saying. Now, one of the first attachments you will unlock is the 9.5 extended barrel. On this one, that does vary somewhat in the other guns. However, this one is a 40% bullet velocity increase. No brainer. Make this the first thing you equip on your gun. You won't regret it. Going down, this is now how much the barrels make a difference to the 9.5 Task Force, which unlocks unfortunately at 48, so another 4 levels away from me. 6% damage increase, 50% effective damage range, and 75% addition in bullet velocity. So you lose some starting ammo, yep, who cares? You lose some vertical recoil control, who cares? Vertical recoil control is not difficult in this game anyway. And 15% horizontal recoil control. Okay, that's a little bit annoying, but whatever. The good far outweighs the bad in that one. The other one which I would like to mention is I was a bit sad actually in the end that I started leveling up the AK down here. I would have picked, if I could go back and pick the M4, because this gun really appears to be the meta for pretty much everyone to use. I would go for this. It's available to you straight away. You don't have to unlock it. So this is one of the first guns you get in the game. And then, yeah, you just make additions to it and it just gets better and better. It's a really good gun. So, like I was saying again, the body in this particular gun, again, the Tiger Team Spotlight, same effect, 40% reveal distance. Go for it. You won't regret it. It makes all the difference in the world. And again, the barrels in this one then is the 13.5 Task Force. And again, similar, actually slightly more effective damage on this one. So yeah, again, once you unlock that, you've got an absolute melting machine. The only problem is you will be already playing against people that already have this unlocked and you will be getting melted by them. So anyway, just going to jump into some gameplay so you can watch this while I talk some more, because that's what I seem to like to do. But as you know, in the previous Call of Duty game, which you probably do know if you're actually watching a video about the current Call of Duty game, then there were meta attachments in the game. There were simply ones that you pretty much put on anything you had. The monolithic suppressor really had no downside and made less noise, and they actually added to the bullet velocity in that game, or bullet penetration, or whatever you want to call it. The other one that came and went was the tac laser. Obviously, the no stock went through a meta period on the ARs. Then there was several others that came and went. The VLK sight now is pretty much meta. Down the Scout Optic as well is pretty much another meta on Warzone for Warzone players. So there was obvious ones that you added to it. And the disappointing thing about that, much like I mentioned in the last video, is the fact that there was just a bunch of useless attachments that sucked and were pointless. Like all the underbarrel attachments just made the guns worse, and people never used the grenade launchers or anything like that. This game appears to be a little bit more the same with that kind of thing. There's so many sights, a lot of them are pointless. They're so similar to each other, and they're just like they're there making up the numbers. It's like they saw Infinity Ward's job with Modern Warfare and just went, oh, we've got to have as much stuff, so, you know, we'll just add a bunch more crap and call it weirdly different stuff. Like, for example, the handles have got 54 different tapes on there. I mean, sure, I guess, if that's what you're going to go with. Again, it fits with sort of the gritty theme of the game and that sort of thing, but it looks so cheap. The animation on the guns, it just, sure. Also, they all kind of have the same amount of things, but some of the things that you'll want to run on there as well, that you'll notice if you're getting domed by snipers from across the map that you're hitting as well. The airborne elastic wrap that you can put on your guns has got a 90% flinch resistance. So yeah, it basically means you don't flinch if you're getting shot by somebody, and you can just sit there and nicely pick out their head with your SPR 208 or Pellington, whatever you're going to call it, and just pretty much rock them from the other side of the map. So if that's what you're going to do, then I would suggest going with that one. So in between that, it's pretty much just that they get better and better as you unlock more stuff, which means that, once again, unfortunately, if you're a person getting in the ground floor on this weeks after its release, or even if you're a kid getting this for Christmas, and you're going to be playing against a bunch of people that have got level 50 M4s and level 38 ARs of all descriptions and MP5s with gold camos unlocked on it, you are going to get melted. So I guess it's up to you. You're going to have to do the maths on whether the juice is worth the squeeze as far as the grind on these guns go to see whether the game's worth it. At the moment, I'd have to say, if I already own Modern Warfare and I like Warzone, I'd probably keep playing that, to be honest. This game's pretty disappointing as far as everything goes at the moment. I'm already invested in it, so I'm going to keep grinding it. So, anyway, hopefully I'll see you out there. Hope you're enjoying the game as much as you can and hoping for the best in Season 1 patches like I am. But either way, have fun with it, enjoy it, and take it easy. Peace!